Hey guys, so today is Monday, and on Monday I like to talk about mental health. I mentioned before that I'm bipolar and I have PTSD, and I have been diagnosed since I was 16 years old, and I've spent a lot of time navigating the mental health care system in the United States. So it's something that I take very seriously and it's very important to me. So I wanted to start out this video by saying that I don't make this video to shame anyone or to discourage anyone from speaking out about what they're feeling, but I do make this video because if you're like me, you probably have noticed that lately there's been kind of a trend on social media, especially with TikTok and Instagram, I see where they romanticize these mental illnesses, like particularly BPD, DID, bipolar, depression, things like that. They romanticize it and they make it into this like quirky personality trait or something instead of something that people are. It's a medical condition. It's a medical condition that people are really suffering with, and they don't show those kind of people on social. They don't show, stuff that's not aesthetically pleasing, so they'll just put like quirky or funny or kind of cute things with their mental illness. They don't show you the person who isn't bathing, who's scared to leave their room, they're using the bathroom in their room, they're not taking care of themselves, they have lost everything they own, their life is in shambles, they couldn't even control a camera or make videos because their life is in such ruin from these mental illnesses. And I think a lot of us wonder probably why. Why would you want to come on here and say that you have these illnesses? For me, it takes a lot. Like, I'm shaking right now making this video, talking about it, because a part of me is embarrassed to have these psych psych psychiatric disorders. I'm embarrassed by it because I'm scared people see me and they think I'm stupid. I don't want people to look down on me. I don't want pity from people. So I see these people online and I'm like, why would you want to pretend you have something like that? Like, because to me, my whole life, people have shamed me for it. They've called me crazy. They make fun of me. They act like I'm stupid or slow. I've had people call me slow. So it's hard for me to see people on here just kind of wanting attention from having these disorders. And another thing that I think why people are doing it is because I think that some people use it to escape accountability. So they'll say, like, I have this disorder, so that's why I did that. I can't control it, sorry. And, that's why I think enabling is also so bad, because it just says to the person who has this medical condition, I don't like to say suffering because I'm not suffering all the time. I want to say living with these disorders. I forgot what I was going to say. So just accountability, why you need to hold people with mental disorders accountable. Because if my husband, I know I always bring up my husband and brag about him and stuff, but if he didn't hold me accountable and say, no, that's not acceptable behavior. I don't care that you're bipolar. You're not going to do this, and this. You're not, I wouldn't have gotten better. I wouldn't have pushed myself to get better because I would have just believed, like, a lot of them, psychiatrists kind of made me think, like, oh, it's your brain. It's demented. You're going to be like this. No, my husband said no. So I think these people, some of them, they're not making it easier for people that actually have mental illness, because they do messed up things and then blame it on their mental illness that they don't even have. So then they're associating what these people are doing with people who actually have the illness when they're not part of us. Why I think that it is harmful, maybe people think like, oh, who cares, it's not hurting anything, I'm saying they have, you know, whatever illness, but I think that it does hurt people, and one reason why is because people don't want to be associated with what some of these content creators are putting out about the disorders, and they don't want to be associated with that. So they're scared to really say that they have these disorders because they don't want to be lumped in with all those kind of people. And it's distracting from the fact of the people who do need help, like just having to go to so many state-run mental hospitals. I see so many people that are mentally ill, they have nothing, they have no one, and there's nobody advocating for them. And you know why? Because it's not pleasant to see. It's not pleasant to be around people who are in the throes of psychosis sometimes. And some of these content creators just happen to be able to film these dramatic moments in their mental illness. They can get that on camera and somehow edit the clip and post it online. But the people that I see, who are really struggling, it's just to be able to film a video and all that it takes to really try to create content. It would be really difficult. It would be really, really difficult. There's no way that I could even keep track of my phone long enough when I'm in, psychosis that I could make a video. A lot of these people that say they have these mental illnesses and they're just doing it for attention, they're spreading information that may not be true. Like, they don't really have the illness, so they're just researching parts of the illness and they're spreading information that might not even be true. So that's another problematic thing. And one last thing I kind of wanted to talk about is my viewers, maybe you guys are wondering, well, how do I know what is cap and what is real when it comes to what I'm watching on social media, when it comes to maybe someone saying that they have a diagnosis or a mental health condition? So some red flags that I came up with to kind of help you guys figure out what's real and what's not are these. Sudden diagnoses without any mention of therapy or psychiatrists or counseling, anything like that. They just get this diagnosis out of the blue. They never talked about it before or anything like that. That can be a red flag. Constant dramatization of their illness. So getting my manic episode on camera or something like that. They're always kind of clickbaiting their mental illness all the time. That can be a red flag. Somebody who's constantly jumping from one diagnosis to the other. So one week they have BPD, and then a month or two later they have bipolar, and then a month or two later they have depression. Somebody who's constantly jumping diagnoses, that can be another red flag. And then another red flag that I'll leave you guys with is monetizing their mental illness, like with merch or, something like that. And I know there are some mental health creators that are good and they are not doing this just for, clout or whatever. They really want to help and maybe they have merch. These aren't all 100% red flags. I'm just saying these that you could look for to kind of help you weed out a little easier. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know I kind of messed up a little bit, but this is just something I get really emotional and worked up about. I actually even wrote some notes. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday Talk. Bye.